All right, I'm here with Ms. Star Parker, my new girlfriend, by the way.
Uh-oh, don't tell your wife that. That's not nice.
And she was gracious enough to give us a few minutes before she's got to run off. This has got to be one of the busiest women at CPAC. So, Star, I just want to, and by the way, you're one of my idols. I told you this.
Thank you.
So, anyway, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here, and what's going to be the thing going forward.
Well, I'm doing two things here at CPAC. That's why we have a booth. We are launching a new program, a Black Conservative Internship Program. So for our young people that are coming out saying, okay, I get it, those that are saying enough of Barack Obama, we want to train them so that they can begin to get inside of the movement. And then number two, I'm launching my own television show. It's about time to take my column and bring it to life. Many of the people that I want to reach don't read their news, so I want to take my column and bring it to life. We're going to be buying cable Christian television opportunities as well as putting it on the internet.
Now, have you checked with Oprah on this?
I've not checked with Oprah, and one of the main reasons is because I'm becoming the Oprah of the right. I think that we need that because when you think about our ideals, they're what's right for America, promoting freedom, promoting personal responsibility. You know yourself, I believe the lie of the left. I got caught up in all kind of activities, believing that poor people are poor because the wealthy are wealthy, and buying this idea of redistribution. And I ended up on welfare. In and out 7 years, I ended up in criminal activity. I ended up in drug activity. I ended up letting my life just go recklessly and fall apart. And it wasn't until after a Christian conversion that I was able to change, get a hold of my decisions, went back to college and started a business. And I found that America is exceptional, that if you can allow for opportunities for people to even rebuild their lives after breaking the way that I did, then there are no excuses. But you do need an environment where government is out of the way. So I'm on this mission to reduce the size and scope of government.
We got fans yelling at us over there.
That's
So let's talk candidly.
Okay.
There's a lot of money in politics, and it doesn't find its way to projects like ours. Let's talk about that, because I'll go completely ape on camera if I talk about it. So I'm gonna ask you, because I know you won't go quite as guerrilla as I would.
Well, I think, might see it from a different perspective. Individuals give away their money, and the more individuals we reach, the more money that they will give you. I don't want it to be institutionalized like what has happened in the political parties, because then the parties become like government, picking winners and losers. I think that if there's energy in the grassroots to support people, then those people will come forth and they will support them.
And where can the grassroots support Star Parker?
Well, they can go to my website, urbancure.org. They can follow me on the Twitter. They can follow me on the Facebook. They don't give money on that Facebook thing, though, so they better go to starparker.com.
Yeah, you don't want to let Zuckerberg control where your money comes from.
That is absolutely.
We share the same vision. You're doing it through this thing, what you're trying to do. Obviously, I'm doing it through this kind of a humor angle. So,
right.
but my point is that I think you're right. We've got to get this safety net, because there are people in our community, and you know this, they believe as we do, they feel as we do, and I love this. So, but tell me a little bit more about the show, because I know you were breaking it into pieces before, and is that trade secret, or can you talk to me a little bit about it?
CURE is a think tank. What I did is establish a think tank where we assess market-based solutions to fight poverty. So what the show is one of our programs, one of our projects to make sure that as we are reforming these entitlements, people understand what's happening. We believe that public policy is shaped by public opinion. So the more public opinion knows that these entitlement programs cannot go on, they're just too big and they need to fail because they're built in models that are inconsistent with the founding of this country. The more they know about that, the more they will allow for opportunities for money to follow children to private schools, for money to follow you to whatever health plan that you want to buy. That money will follow you and you will own it in your retirement. So that's our big deal, is to make sure that as Paul Ryan is trying to move us into an arena of freedom when it comes to these entitlement programs, that the public knows what we're trying to do so that they can't just scare people to think that we're throwing grandma over the cliff.
Right.
When we reformed welfare, I was a consultant on welfare reform, and we heard those same type of scenarios. People are going to be dying in the street, babies are going to be starving, and instead what we got after Bill Clinton signed that legislation into law, what we got are millions of women who are now free to go out and find employment. I had women that used to write me hate mail and death threats come up to me and say thank you because their lives were so different and the lives of their children were different. So we know that the ideals are on our side. We just got to let the people know.
I agree. All right, we're here with Miss Star Parker, lady who was one of the reasons why I happen to be doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, okay.
It is true. She doesn't want to take the credit. And she's also going to hang out with me later if you want to check us back. All right.